everyone, I'm Lisa
And I'm Jenny.
and we're the Shady Tree
Shady Tree
Stitches
Stitches.
coming to you with our monthly challenge chat. The month of March 2024, we get together. Sometimes it's a different person, sometimes it's Jenny. More often than not, it's Jenny these days. And we talk to you about things you can do to keep yourself motivated on your stitching. I'd like to start by acknowledging Laura from Stitching in the Shore. She called us out in a good way. And she mentioned that to people who are wanting to join in the fun, if you watch our video, you can play along at home. So even though you can't be in, she was referring to Whip Warriors group, you can play along, definitely. So, you know.
So many times when it's not me and you guys are talking and it's like, there've been several times, it's like, what about this one? Like, it's a really obvious thing to me,
Yes.
But you and whoever you were talking to that particular month hadn't come up with it. And it's like,
yeah.
So I'm not quite yelling at the screen.
But almost.
But yes,
anyway,
definitely
along,
playing along at home.
So we go through this video at the start of each month, gives you an idea of what things are happening that are month long that you can participate in to have fun and get you some work done on your whips. We cover a couple of different groups. Some of them we're doing, some of them we're not, but we mostly focus on ones we're doing because that's what we're interested in. So yeah, play along. Why not? Have fun. All right, so we're going to start with Whip Warriors because that's the group that I'm an admin of and we're both actively involved in. What is happening in the month of March? Well, we've got categories happening. So we're going to start with categories.
Okay, I haven't had a look. What's the letter?
That's good. That's fine. See, you get a raw thinking. Categories is the letter E. E for egg. Letter E. So
okay.
the first thing is an animal. I've got an animal or plant, I think it is, starting with letter E. Anything jumping to mind for you? I'm going to jump in while you're looking, and I'm going to be doing, well, I was going to say a U, an EWE, as in a female sheep. But I'm actually looking at the picture that I was going to do a female U with, and I'm not having much luck because I don't think I've got a U here. Well, I've got a lot of things that look like sheeps in Charlotte Warrington down the bottom, and I was thinking one of them would be a U, but they've all got tails, but they look like a herd of sheep.
But it's possible, but back then when that was done, that sheep didn't have their tails docked potentially.
Yeah,
they look a lot more. I mean, from the color and stuff, what else could they be if they aren't sheep?
I think they're sheep, so I think one of them's a ewe. So that's.
Well, I mean, apart from the little spotted one, that's obviously a dog right next to the man.
A dog, but the others look like.
Yeah, but I reckon the rest are sheep.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with a ewe and a sheep.
Okay. Well, I have a sheep. I'm not going to stitch it, but I have a pattern that has Where is it?
There you go. You're going to do a ewe as well.
Just because I'm not going to stitch it.
They don't need to know that. You only have to show the pattern, so that's fine.
Yep.
The
other things, yeah. So for plants, I was thinking, elm tree, but no, pine.
Well, on your pine, evergreen tree.
Oh, then those ones aren't looking particularly green, but I'm sure in one of my other whips I potentially have an evergreen.
And as far as animals, I was thinking eagle.
Yes.
Eagle's a pretty easy one.
Emu, if you're doing something Australian.
Easter bunny, if you're doing something.
Oh, yes.
So,
yes.
You know, I mean, I'm not the boss of this event. Sandra is, and it's her ruling this account. But, and she's a little bit stricter than we have been previously.
So,
yeah, but there you go. And you don't have to stitch on the item in categories. You just have to do a show.
Just have to have it in the pattern. Yes.
All right. Something to do with water. Something you would find in or around water. I'm going to go with the bird, the egret. And you can't
Yes.
see in that picture, but there's little birdie things in the water down in the pond with the ducks and things. So I'm going for an egret being a water bird.
Yeah. I don't have anything like that. The only whip that I have that has anything even remotely waterish is my Beatrix Potter with Jeremy Fisher putting his foot in a puddle.
And that wouldn't work for the letter E.
No, because he's a frog. So yeah, none of that would work.
Okay, the next one is the color with E. And I did learn that you have to give a picture of the color name, like the chart that says the color name. So
Ecru.
ecru is a good one. I was thinking of emerald.
Yes.
So I'm not doing this piece, but it's the only one I had to color on.
No, I'm just gonna have a quick look at some of these to see.
So I'm yeah, I'm gonna have a look, but I'm pretty sure there's definitely ecru and emerald green in the Hawk Run Hollow.
Yeah, no, this one, they're not giving me the interesting color names. I'm just getting light, dark, very dark, medium. I'm not getting the
So if you're doing evergreen or emerald green or something, you need to actually include
yes,
a little snapshot of the color chart to show you.
yes.
All right. Have you got anything with ecru jumping out of your head?
Well, it depends which new start. If I start one of these, or if I start my what's the name? The one that I enabled everyone last year. Sarah Germani. I think that has ecru.
Yes, it does. Okay, the next one is something to do with humans. And I'm going with the easy option of ears and eyes. So anything that has ears or eyes, animal, not human, not animal, humans with ears and eyes is what I'm doing for letter E.
Yes. Well, so that would be, well, potentially my Little House Neighborhood, because there's the girls up the top. You probably can't see their ears, but you can see their eyes. I have a feeling that Cross Stitch Nation, that they've got heads, but they don't really have faces, do they?
No. So you've got to be careful to make sure that they do actually have faces and you can see their people's ears and eyes. I'm thinking of doing my 12 Days of Christmas.
Oh, yes.
Those people and angels, you can see ears and eyes on them. So that's what I'm thinking.
I could do some of my Peaceable Kingdom.
Yes.
Which has the little boy with ears and, oh, hang on. No. Okay, you can see his ear because he's looking sideways. He's looking at the sheep and that's another one with the sheep.
Yeah.
He's looking oh, can you actually see his ear? No,
now,
it's
I'll
covered
just
by his
say,
head.
it doesn't have to be a body part. That's just where my brain goes to.
No, I know. No, but you can't see his ear. It's covered by hair. And I figure if you're saying if she's being stricter, I think it would actually have to be visible.
Well, the other thing would be elbow.
Yes.
All right, so there's another E that you could possibly find. As I said, that's just to me the easiest thing to do with humans is parts of the body, but it doesn't have to be that. It could be something else.
No.
So,
No.
man-made, something man-made. I'm going for eaves on the building.
Ooh, yes.
On Macintosh Mill, the eaves.
Man-made starting with E. Electricity?
Yeah. Can you see the electricity though?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of words that are man-made that sort of that could be related to man-made.
Easter eggs.
Yes. Easter bonnets as well.
Yeah.
If you happen to have.
Anyway, it's quite a tricky letter in some ways, but you only need to find the one answer.
Yes, for all that it's one of the most common letters of the alphabet.
Yes. But that's okay. The next category is to do with travel. Now, for this one, you are fine, Miss Jenny, because you can do an Eiffel Tower
Or two.
or 50. I can't.
I only have 2 current whips that have Eiffel Towers in them. Just because I have new ones that I haven't started that also have the Eiffel Tower.
Well, I
Or
can't.
anything to do with England.
Yes, England. Again, my brain instantly goes to the method of travel.
Well, yes.
And so for my method, I was actually going with explore.
Ooh.
So I
That's
don't know.
another word, could be another word for travel. Yes.
So I
Yes.
don't know if that will count or not, but that's where my brain went to. I mean, it instantly went to like Eiffel Tower and stuff, but
Mm,
yeah. So there you go, people. There's some hints for travel. What about a
mm.
season? I think,
Season rather than a holiday, because
well, it's
holiday will
holiday or
obviously be
season.
Easter.
Obviously, Easter is the easiest. And if I
Yes.
hadn't have
Or
finished this, would have been perfect.
yes. Or there's also I don't know what religion has it, but I think it's Eid, EID
Mm-hmm.
is another, that's
So
a religious holiday.
work out
But
that.
again, not a season.
I'm going to be pushing the barrel
Mm,
because of my whip go called Christmas House
yep.
and Christmas Eve,
Ooh,
a holiday for
yes,
some. I
yes.
again, I don't
Or New Year's Eve, you could also
maybe
along the same lines.
maybe go with the Eve. Um,
Mm. And that's a different eve to the eaves of the house, so you're not
yeah,
double.
it's not the no, you can't use it.
Yeah,
I don't think you can use the same one twice.
yes.
What's your favorite thing starting with E? I mean, if you're doing an Easter whip, pretty good this
Yeah,
month.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
for me, it's eating,
Yes.
and there's lots of things to eat on there.
Yes, yes. That's a good one. That works. And I've got, do I have another whip with food when I finish my strawberries? Oh yeah, I've got strawberry fields. That's also
Yeah.
got strawberries in it.
So that's an idea. But
Mm.
my idea for a leisure activity, I like entertaining. And so I thought I could Savannah entertaining at a
Mhm,
ball. Um,
mhm,
so yes, again, you could leisure activity could be eating if you have a favorite hobby, something else.
mhm. Um,
Magical. I came up with elves. My
yes.
Christmas piece does not have elves on it.
Oh,
My All Hallows Eve has those little elves down the bottom.
yes, yes.
Little Halloween elves, if there's such a thing.
I don't think any of my Christmas whips have elves either.
No. I don't know if you can stretch it and say elves make the toys.
Oh, and then if you had the toys, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But remember, you don't have to get all 12. You just get as many as you can. That's part of the
oh, I just thought of a really good one for back to the people with ear. My portrait of antique vines,
oh yeah.
the silhouette.
Well,
Um,
if I was doing my Animal Kingdom this month, I'd be fine because there's an elephant.
yes. Oh, we didn't even mention elephants.
No,
There you
we
go.
didn't. I just, you know,
Now, just on the portrait of antique vines, I did see in your Mirabilia retreat video that someone had done it on big account on a pillow, but it looks like they'd just done the middle,
yes.
the frame, and the silhouette. They hadn't done the pinky bit on the outside, and so that each person creates. We
Their
all
own
do the
version.
same patterns, but we make them our own. So
We
I
do.
thought that was pretty cool.
Did you find any elves?
Oh,
No, that's
because
fine.
my Christmas whips, I've got the bauble tablecloth, so that's just yeah. Um, I've got the deck the halls from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and that just has words, that doesn't have.
Well, it's magical, so there could be a
Oh,
particular spell or
yeah,
something to do. It
yeah,
starts with E. I
yeah.
haven't thought about it. All right, let's move on to the last two is the pattern name and the designer. So I have these, which is amazingly freakish because I was actually going to be stitching on this piece anyway because I wanted to do it last month. Joan Elliott or Hallows Eve?
Oh, double whammy.
Well, both of them covered.
Yes.
You got any?
Okay, so starting with a project name on toute saison, which I probably need to do some more on because it hasn't got to the 200 stitches yet, because I started at the bottom and I'm just doing the half crosses.
Yep.
So yeah, so I probably should do that. So that would then get it up to, it's at 139. So there's not much, but yes, en toute saison. So that starts with E.
Yeah.
As for designer,
I mean, Joan Elliott was the obvious one.
yes. No, I don't have any.
Okay.
I don't have any E designers.
No worries. So remember, categories last all month. There is an option that you can check in mid-month to help out the marking. It takes forever to mark. Sandra's going to be putting up a post because there's about 200 people playing categories each month, which is lots of fun. And you just put a start and a finish and you link it to your thing. So really good. Now, next weekend, March 8th to the 12th, we've got the Beat the Modmin and the Focus event happening. So that's coming up. And then the following week, Wednesday, the 13th, the 19th, we've got the Whip Riff Off. So the first time the riff offs happened this year, I think, and it's where you link your piece from one to the next, to the next, to the next. Strident Sell the week after. And then in the last few days of the month, it's Easter. So we are having an Easter pop-up. And the Easter pop-up is an opportunity where you're going to be able to participate and earn something special for your Notions box. So you, hint, hint, you might want to actually do that. All right, what's happening in another group, Jenny?
Okay, so down under Divas, so they're doing their quest through space, so a different planet each month. For the month of March, it is Venus. So hang on, let me just scroll down to where the actual words are. Right. Okay, so again, this has 4 levels. Their monthly ones are the big stitches. So the smallest level is 3,000 stitches in the whole month, and the top level is 10,000. So we have scroll. Okay. Venus appears to be pearly white with a slight yellowish tinge through telescopes. Stitch 2,000 stitches in white, cream, or yellow, or a combination.
Okay. Well, I have got an easy life for that, and that's why she's been brought out. Savannah's dress is white, and I'm sure there's 2,000 more white stitches to do on her.
If I start my houses and start with this one,
yep,
that whole big. That's lots of white. Okay, next one. A day on Venus is longer than wow, a day on Venus is longer than a year on Earth.
Yeah.
That must mean that Venus doesn't spin as fast as we do.
I guess so.
Because they're closer to the sun.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
I don't know.
No, yes, they are. My very elegant. Yes, they're one planet closer to the sun than us. But yeah, they must. Anyway, okay. So very long day. Stitch 2,000 pieces on a 2,000 stitches on a piece related to a calendar.
This one stumped me a bit, but then I realized the 12 days of Christmas.
Well, I was also thinking you've got your autumn calendar, but you're possibly not working on that at the moment.
No, definitely could work on that. But the other thing I could do is my stitch count cell.
Yes.
Because it's a calendar. So any of those temperature ones, so yes, I could do 2,000 on that calendar might actually be a good idea.
Yes,
So
I don't have anything.
No, you don't.
Well, only that these are the different seasons, but that's not really.
Look, you just probably skip that one. I mean, you're not going to do it anyway. 2,000.
I'm not going to do them anyway. I do their fortnightly ones. Yes. Okay, the next one. Venus is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. Stitch 1,000 stitches on a piece with a heart.
Now, this is where I'm in trouble again. An actual heart or something that has a heart. Because, again, my model stitch from January would have been perfect.
Yes.
But actually having a heart, I don't think I have any that have got actual hearts on them at the moment. The closest I got was up here on the church in Hawk Run. The top part of the trees is the shape of a heart.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
I probably would go with that and hope for the best, because that's the closest I have to an actual heart. And knowing it's down under Divas, I think she wants to see a heart. I don't think she'll, say that person has
Oh,
a heart.
oh, I got a good one.
Yep.
I'm just going to open the picture because I haven't shown it for a while. I could do my ornaments because they are the one that I am currently stitching is the shape of a heart. I'm stitching this one.
Yes. Yep. That would cut it. Well done.
Yep. Yeah, because same as you, I don't think I've got anything that has anything else that has a heart picture in it specifically. I don't know. I'd have to go looking. Okay. All right. Next. Venus is the only planet in our solar system to be named after a female. Oh, gee, this one's hard. Stitch 1,000 pieces on a piece with a female.
Yes. So I have lots of choices.
Savannah.
Savannah is a choice, although after doing 2,000 white stitches on Savannah, I'm probably not going to want to do her. I've got to do.
You could do your big bap Sal.
I could do that, or I've got to do 1,000 stitches on Macintosh Mill,
yes.
and it's 1,000 stitches, and it's just above my finger. Is it a long lady?
Okay. So I have choices. I have Cross Stitch Nation has the row of women.
Yes.
The
Portrait of Veronica. I mean, whatever.
No, Portrait of Antique Vines is silhouette of a woman. Little House Neighborhood has the two girls in it. I've got lots with women.
That's a nice, easy one.
I'm sure lots of us have lots of with women. That's a fairly easy one. Okay. Venus does not have a magnetic field. Cool. Stitch 1,000 stitches on your whip that houses your favorite needle minder. Please explain.
Okay, so I will find my favorite needle minder, whichever one of the whips that I'm stitching on, and that will be it.
Yes, well, because if I was going to go with technically the one that's my favorite needle minder, it that would be my Outlander one, which is the Jamie and Claire.
Yes.
But that's on my Haid.
Uh-huh. So that's not going to happen for Jenny, no.
No, not going to happen. I'll have to pick my second favorite. Don't know which one that would be. Would it be one of my Eiffel Tower one? Who knows? Okay. Unlike all the other planets in our solar system, Venus spins clockwise. It's effectively upside down. Stitch 500 pieces. I keep doing that. 500 stitches on a piece with a clock or something upside down.
All right. I did not have a single clock. I do have a clock in my Once Upon a Fairy Tale Haid. There is a clock in that.
Yes.
I would be going my Charlotte Warrington because these top flowers are upside down.
Oh, that works.
Yeah.
I can't do that with. I was thinking, well, okay. Oh, hang on, or are they? Oh, I could do Reflections of Paris because it's got the mirror image. So then the bottom half, the Eiffel Tower, and all of the other pieces are upside down.
That works. Well done, Jenny.
So anyone doing any of the ink circles, reflections of.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system due to its high concentration of carbon dioxide, the greenhouse effect in its atmosphere. Stitch 500 stitches on a piece with something that can grow in a greenhouse.
Okay, so obviously the whip that would be most suitable for me to do is my greenhouse of oddities. But it's not in my focus whips for this month. So I need to stitch on Fairy Tale Town, and there's plenty of plants there for the greenhouse.
Yes, so I could pick Strawberry Fields.
Yes.
Because I'm sure strawberries can be grown in greenhouses. Yeah, that's probably the easiest one. What else do I have that has flowers in it? My poppies, biscornu, maybe. Don't know. Anyway, okay. Ooh, it rains sulfuric acid on Venus. Stitch 500 stitches on a piece with something acidic or rain.
Yeah, so this one was a bit trickier for me.
Have you got any lemons?
Um,
Lemons are technically acidic.
well, I was thinking oranges and lemons and
Yes,
citrus, but
yes.
I don't have anything that is oranges or lemons.
Ah, okay.
Um, yeah, so I was really struggling with this, and I really have got no idea. I don't think pumpkins are acidic. I could look up
No.
mice. I have mice. I don't know if they're acidic. I definitely don't have rain. But I was thinking if you got rained on by acid rain, you'd end up dead.
Yes.
But again,
Yeah.
it's for Down Under Divas, so that's probably stretching
Yes.
the story a bit too much.
Yeah. I don't think I've got anything that's got
No. Again,
rain
my
in
raining
it.
love would have been perfect. So if I hadn't have finished that model, it would be perfect.
And you're getting someone else to do the other versions, model
Yes,
stitches, aren't you? Not
yes,
you.
not me.
Ah, well. Okay. All right. Venus is very close to Earth's size and gravity. Stitch 500 piece stitch. I did it again. 500 stitches on a piece with two things that are almost identical. Well, again, you could.
Hallows has two identical witches and two identical ghosts.
Yes. But if you were going almost identical, your Charlotte Warrington, I'm sure some of the motifs on that would be almost rather than exactly.
True. I could do that too.
Yeah.
Plenty of ones that are almost identical.
Yes. Well, for me, depending on which one of these I start, they've all got two trees, and the trees are similar, but not identical.
Yeah.
Very, very close, but not exactly. So that would work for me. Okay. Like Earth, Venus has clouds and wind. Stitch 500 stitches on a piece with clouds or wind.
All right. 12 Days of Christmas, where my finger is a cloud.
Oh,
And
yep.
also clouds where the papers are pumping.
Uh-huh. For me, probably the easiest one for this would be my castle sampler, because where the castle is, there's some clouds, which it also demonstrates wind as well as showing the clouds. So that would be the one for me for that one. Oops, that's not the page I need. This one. Okay, this is the last one. Venera 7 was the first space mission that saw a spacecraft land on a different planet. This mission was run by the Soviets. Stitch 500 stitches on a piece with spacecraft or by a designer that originates from one of the countries that the USSR consisted of.
You can manage that because you can work on the one you've got a stitch on this week by Irina Babina.
Yes, yes.
I went for the spacecraft.
Is there a toy spacecraft in there somewhere?
No, Santa's sleigh.
Ooh,
Again, pushing outside the
yes.
barrel,
Yeah,
but that was the closest I
technically,
could
yes. He travels through space.
get. It's 500 stitches. I've got to work on the piece anyway. So
Yeah.
I'll give it a whirl. May get there, may not.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what we've got for Down Under Divas.
Yes.
So I don't have anything new to talk about for fandom because the monthly event was a February-March monthly. I've already finished it. So there's nothing new for March. They do have a movie challenge to do which is just a matter of you looking at a movie and watching the movie while you stitch. For the month of March, the movie Oh, there's a whole bunch of movies you can watch. Robin Hood, Winnie the Pooh, The Muppet Movie, Fox and the Hound, Little Mermaid. So, yes, you can do that if you want to for that. What's
Mhm.
happening in pop culture? Or
Okay. Pop culture, I've got 2 events for March. One is March is for music. Let's get musical for March. See how many whips we can link to something musical. Birds chirping, wind whistling. She's in the description. I've seen projects where you can definitely tell the wind is blowing. Wind chimes, songs or albums, TV shows, movies that have great soundtracks or an actual musical. As always, you're encouraged to think outside the box, as lots of things can make music.
there you go.
You could use your fairy tale town, because the water, Babbling Brook,
Or
could be.
Macintosh Mill, because it's got the water mill, and that would make
Yes,
music.
yes. Who
I could do my mermaid because she would be singing in Siren Song.
she could be. Music.
Your Eiffel Tower, Reflections of Paris, you've got Notre Dame in there and the church bells.
With bells, yes. I've also got Deck the Halls, which is the name of a song.
Oh, well, 12 Days of Christmas.
Strawberry Fields is the name of the
Yes.
song.
Yep.
Um,
Lots we could do for that one.
yes, yes. Okay, and then the other one that they've got. So spring is in the air, finally. I don't know about everyone else, but I'm so happy that spring will arrive this month for most of us, and winter will finally be going away. I don't usually mind winter in Arizona too much, but for some reason it really kicked my butt this year. I'm sure spring doesn't make everyone think of the same things, so show us whips that mean spring to you. E.g., baby animals, leprechauns, St. Patrick's Day, storms, rain, rainbows, butterflies, warmer weather, sunshine, Easter, lots of colours. For our Aussie and New Zealand friends, I realise y'all might be ready for the autumn weather end, for the warmer weather end. I think that means warmer weather to end. Feel free to show us any whips that make you think of cooler weather or autumn.
All right. Well, I would be going autumn for that because I'm Australian, and Macintosh Mill and also Village of Hawk Run Hollow both remind me of autumn with their colorways.
I could start on this one,
You could.
the
And if I
autumn
was going to
one.
be in the Northern
If
Hemisphere, I would
not,
be doing this one.
yes. If not, what else makes me think of autumn?
Spring, I probably would go Charlotte Warrington as well.
Yeah, well, spring, I would be starting my Sarah Germani, because that's
Yes.
Primavera, which
Correct.
is spring. I could also do my En toute saison. It's in all seasons, so it covers all of them.
So 2 other groups that we've got is the Daily 30, which is doing the acrostics again. I'm not going to go through it, but because it's so easy, but it's March 3rd, MARCHTHIRD. And so all you'd have to watch there is the R's and the H's. You'd have to have a different word for the double up of those letters. Yeah. And the other one is, I found a new one called Fun with Cross Stitch that's run by an Australian group, and they have a bunch of different things that you can do. But I did laugh because they're doing categories. And since the person who's organises that group's in with Warriors, it's like, okay, that's interesting. They're running it a bit different to us. They've got a wheel that they spin for what the categories will be each month, and their letter of the month is Q. So I won't be joining in this month with Q. But anyway, so there's lots of things out there. Now, other thing I haven't talked about is the Whip Warriors road trip. So the road trip is into its second leg, and we are heading down from Canberra, in the capital city in the middle of New South Wales in ACT. We're heading down south through Victoria, heading down to Tasmania. We had to go through the snowfields. So as much as I really don't like doing a pop-up as soon as the leg starts, because that drove me to absolute distraction last year, I had to put a pop-up in straight away because we were in the snowfields and people had to go skiing. So you had the option. We do try and create it so that you can pick your own adventure. You had to do at least 2 ski fields, and you had to hire gear, and you had to stitch the lift tickets and things based on your ride. So we're trying to make it so it's even for people who are big stitches and slow stitches to keep everyone sort of, you know, together going along. Quite a few people sped ahead and got through all the snowfields in record time, which really means they're probably not on the right ride. But rather than downgrading them, they got sent back to return their ski gear, so they had to stitch their way back. Unfortunately, it was over the weekend when I was at retreat, so some people got 2 stops before I caught them. Yeah, it's quite fun, you know, the road bumps, the road trip throws at you. You never know what's going to happen. Sometimes the bumps are for the people out in front. Sometimes the bumps are for the people behind. Sometimes there's a bump for just random people in the middle. You just don't know. It depends on what you do. How are
Yeah.
you finding it, Jenny? Because you're someone who's been a bit bumpy.
Well, yeah, so I was at the tail end of the first leg, so I got caught. The Prime Minister was doing a drive from, I can't remember where, back to Canberra, and he was collecting anyone who hadn't got to Canberra yet, kind of got caught in the motorcade. So yeah, that, which was basically just to hurry us up. So that
Yeah.
was good. I didn't have to do my camping stitching or anything. I hadn't quite made it to the campgrounds yet, so that was all right. But yes, it's taken me a little while to get back into the swing of things with the road trip, because I didn't do it last year. I did it the first year, but found it was a little bit too much. And last year, with going overseas for a month and finding a new job, there were just a few too many extra things to try and do road trip as well. So yeah, took a break last year, but back into it this year. So yeah, just getting back into the swing of it. The biggest thing is remembering when I need to stop and take photos, so that because yes, there is the credit card so that you can put any extra stitches on that. But at the same time, because I'm slow, I kind of need to have all my stitches count for travel and shopping and stuff.
Do you
So,
have any hints that help with organisation for that?
well, so this time around, the team are releasing a PDF as well as a spreadsheet, which is really good, because last year I was putting all the information into a spreadsheet. I'm an accountant. I use spreadsheets all the time. That's how my brain works. And so with that, so I've deleted the rows that are the other kinds of travel options and just left my travel option in there. And then at the edge, I've got a column that I put in what I've stitched and how many stitches, so that I can then also keep track of what's on my credit card. And then once I've actually posted those photos of that stitching onto the event, then I'll color it in on the spreadsheet, so I know it's done. Like the whole thing, the leg and the stitching. If there's shopping to be done, then that's in the column next to it. And again, same thing. I've got a column that says how many stitches I need to stitch, and then another column says what I've stitched, and then I can color that in when I post it. And that way I can keep track, because I tend to sort of do once a week, I'll do all of my postings on Facebook rather than trying to do it all in one go. Sorry, trying to do it as I go.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
much like that. That's one thing with Warriors, is generally you can do that. There's one or two of the fast-paced games you can't, but generally
Yeah.
post you start and you finish at the same time. You know, it's an honor system. It's about you, you know, doing what you can do. And I much rather, I get started, I post all my starts, and then I stitch. I take my photos, but I don't like to post them. So I'm actually not doing most of the other games that I was doing this year, because I've had to focus. You know, life's so busy, and I've got to focus so much more on Whip Warriors. Well, it's not much more, but it's just more constant because of the road trip, that I'm pulled out of most of my other ones where I'm in the team or whatever. So I'm actually not having to take a photo every 100 stitches anymore. But I'd so gotten into the habit of doing that. Yeah, so the only one I'm in that's still a team one is Utopia, and we are currently heading towards stage 2 of we're getting our boat together, ready to sail across the oceans to head to our country. It's, you know, taken 3 years to get to this stage, but luckily we've got a really good leader in our group now who took over from me, so she's got her head around it all, because my head just can't cope. And apart from that, yeah, I'm mostly focusing on monthly challenges, because it just helps me spread it out. So all the groups I'm in have weekly and fortnightly, but I'm generally not doing them. Daily 30, I'm trying to do the pop-ups. I do the Valentine's Day pop-up. which got me some free passes and things, but I probably won't use them because I'm not doing the weeklies. I just don't want to stress myself out by having to meet all those deadlines. It's meant to be fun. And that's the whole
Yeah.
thing I try and say to people is you do you. You
Mm.
need to find the happy medium between what motivation you need, what's going to push you just to do that little bit extra and you can see the rewards, but not stress you out.
Yeah.
And, you've got to make that decision, and not everything's for everyone. I keep saying that, and that's especially with Whip Warriors, we have different events for different types of people. Not
Mm.
everyone can do everything. I don't even do everything. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it for the week, for the month of March. We will leave you to your stitching and look forward to catching up with you later. Happy stitching.
Bye.